At WJFW, our News Watch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the Northwoods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. The News Watch 12 team works hard to deliver the most important stories from around the globe, local and national sports updates, and weather reports. We are NBC News Watch 12, news from where you live.
Wet basements, cracked walls, musty crawl spaces, and settling concrete only get worse with time. And the longer they're left untreated, the more money they cost to repair. SureDry has been focused on stabilizing foundations and repairing basements and concrete for over 28 years. We understand the root causes of foundation and concrete problems and work closely with those we serve to develop permanent solutions. If you have concerns with your foundation or concrete, call us for a free estimate today. Because these issues won't get better with time, they only get better with SureDry.
Straight ahead, a structure fire in McNaughton diverted traffic this morning. We'll tell you how many fire crews responded. Plus, deer hunting season is off to a great start. We'll tell you how many tags were already filed. And snowmobilers are getting ready to break out their sleds. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
News Watch 12 with Jessica Jukic and Jeff Weller.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 5. I'm Jessica Jukic. Multiple fire departments responded to a structure fire early this morning in the McNaughton area on Black Lake Road. The call came in around 5 in the morning to the Newbold Fire Department. Fire crews say when they arrived, the structure was fully engulfed in flames. Black Lake Road was closed to through traffic as crews battled those flames. When News Watch 12 arrived on the scene, there was a lot of smoke coming from that structure. Newbold Fire Chief Mark Fetzer says that all the extra effort was needed to put out that fire.
Engine and tanker from our northern station showed up first and attacked the fire with a couple of hand lines, and then mutual aid from Pine Lake and Lake Tom arrived shortly thereafter and helped with running hand lines and getting water with the tankers from the river and setting up a water hole to fill those tankers.
Fire crews add that they're still investigating the cause of the fire, and they haven't said if any injuries were reported. It's a nice day to travel to your Thanksgiving destination. Jeff, what can those travelers expect?
Well, we brought back some sunshine today. Tomorrow we're going for 40, and we could do mid-40s this weekend as you're traveling. So all in all, a very nice forecast ahead. Here's outside now in Park Falls. The sun is set. It set at 4:21 earlier. Just a hint of daylight left over after a very nice day today with temperatures hanging out in the 30s most locations. We'll do it again tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow, high temperatures back up near 40. Right now, though, it's 29 or back to 29 in Rhinelander, 26 for Antigo, 34 for Wapaka, so it's comfortable out there. Temperatures did what they were supposed to do today with highs in the lows to mid-30s. All right, so lots of clouds out there earlier gave way to lots of sunshine. There is a disturbance across our area. It doesn't have much going for it, but still, there were a few flurries earlier today. Those are now gone, and we are in a drying out trend now that will take us into Thanksgiving. And by the way, the rain we had in the forecast for Thanksgiving, if taking it out, we are dry now through Thanksgiving Day, as there's just nothing to the west of us for now. This will begin to bug us later on next week. So our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies and not as cool with low temperatures down near 19. Your full forecast coming up. Jessica.
Thank you, Jeff. The Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul said Monday that he wants his lawsuit challenging the Wisconsin's abortion ban to move quickly through the courts. But it could take months before anything happens after defense attorneys signaled they would try to dismiss it. The case is almost certain to end up in the state Supreme Court. Kaul filed the lawsuit in June, days after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The case has languished in Dane County Circuit Court for nearly 5 months, in part because Kaul dismissed some Republican legislative leaders as defendants in September and instead sued district attorneys in Dane, Milwaukee, and Sheboygan counties. District attorneys have asked the judge to give them until November 30th to respond, along with any motions to dismiss, and to give all parties until February 6th to complete briefs on any dismissal motions. Governor Tony Evers is once again trying to get marijuana legalized in Wisconsin. In a speech Monday, the governor said he would include room for legal marijuana in his budget for 2023. Previous efforts by Evers to push for legalization have been blocked in the legislature, but public support for legalization continues to grow. Voters in Milwaukee, Dane, and Eau Claire counties overwhelmingly supported legalizing and taxing marijuana sales in an advisory referendum. Voters from 5 Wisconsin cities, Kenosha, Racine, Appleton, Stevens Point, and Superior, did the same. Currently, no plans are made to push legalization through the state, but some political science experts believe Wisconsin could vote on medical marijuana starting next year. University of Wisconsin System President Jay Rothman has ordered UW-Platteville's chancellor to stop offering degree programs at the school's Richland campus in the face of declining enrollment. Rothman sent a letter to UW-Platteville interim chancellor Tammy Edovich saying that 60 students are currently pursuing degrees at the Richland campus, and starting next academic year, all degree programs offered at the campus will move to the main campus in Platteville. He ordered Edovich to develop a plan by January 15th for transitioning the current students to the Platteville campus or the Branch Baraboo campus. He called for her to make, quote, reasonable arrangements for them, suggesting that they could continue to pay Richland tuition levels if they transferred to Platteville or another UW system school. Quick Trip is saying goodbye to their long-term CEO after more than 2 decades with the company. Quick Trip CEO Don Zietlow says he's set to retire at the end of the year. Don Zietlow has served as president and CEO for 22 years for a total of 52 years with the company. Under his leadership, Quick Trip has seen substantial growth and now operates over 800 locations in the Midwest. Starting January 1st, Don's son Scott Zietlow will retire from his position as a professor of surgery in the general surgery division of the Mayo Clinic in Rochester to assume responsibilities at Quick Trip as the new president and CEO. We're learning just how many deer were harvested from this week's gun deer season kickoff. As of Sunday night, more than 779,000 licenses were sold for gun, bow, and crossbow hunting. From that total, more than 421,000 were for just gun deer hunting. The DNR says the year-to-date sales are down 2% from the previous year. This weekend, more than 56,000 bucks were registered on opening weekend. Hunters harvested more than 7,000 bucks than in 2021. The DNR says this week's warming temperatures will lead to a loss of snow cover, but conditions should still be good for hunters. The gun deer season runs until November 27th, followed by statewide muzzleloader season from November 28th to December 7th. The Wisconsin State Patrol is cracking down on traffic violations ahead of Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, the State Patrol will be conducting aerial enforcement on US 51 in Oneida County. Pilots will fly above the highway to catch people speeding or driving aggressively. If they locate speeders, they will communicate with ground units to initiate a traffic stop. The city of Madison is considering a passenger rail station. The city will be hosting a passenger rail study in December. They'll try to identify a recommended location for a potential future Amtrak station. There will also be presentations explaining the project, and they'll also have an opportunity to ask questions. A report by Headwaters Economics shows that outdoor recreation is a top driver of Wisconsin's economy year-round, contributing $7.8 billion to the state's GDP. The snowmobiling season is right around the corner, which is sure to contribute to those numbers. Newswatch 12's Kyle Pozorski is here to explain the importance of snowmobiling in northern Wisconsin. Kyle?
Well, Jessica, come December when the trails open, everyone in the north, from business owners to residents, will feel the impact of a sport invented here in Wisconsin.
It is a big economic driver.
With the snowmobile season quickly approaching, anticipation of tourists coming to Northwoods is rising.
We've had so many new riders come in this year just starting out to ride in snowmobiling because it's just growing so much.
Gina Welch is a manager at Lakeland Power Sports, seeing the excitement firsthand when riders walk through the door.
Customers that we have come in almost every other day or once a week are customers that are dedicated and are really into snowmobiling.
The snowmobiling season is always a large economic driver during the winter months, with many businesses believing that without the riders, their profits would drop off a cliff. That's why clubs like the Boboins in St. Germain play a big part in making sure the season happens.
We have over 1,100 members, which makes us the largest in Vilas County, the largest in the state of Wisconsin, and the largest club in the country.
Bob Osloos has been riding since 1968 and currently leads the Boboin Snowmobile Club, which is working now to prepare the trails for grooming once there is enough snow.
So the people who come up and enjoy this fine countryside have nice, smooth trails to ride on.
Without the many clubs, there wouldn't hardly be any trail system, which is a large reason why many come to northern Wisconsin. Lauren Sackett of the Rhinelander Area Chamber of Commerce agrees that snowmobiling plays a large role in the area economy come winter.
We do have other things that people do in the winter, but snowmobiling and the skiing and all of our trail systems are extremely important.
The only thing needed now is more snow to have a successful season.
The trails in Vilas and Oneida County are not expected to open until the middle of December, and the clubs hope that when the season does come, riders will remember to be safe and never go off the trails. Jessica?
Thank you, Kyle. Christmas is quickly approaching and the Salvation Army is getting ready. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you how volunteers are ringing in the holiday season. After weather with Jeff.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 cash allowance. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cyber Cash.
Change it up and choose Dutch Boy for Menards. Get the best quality Dutch Boy paints at the best prices. Pick out the perfect color. We offer free custom color matching and tinting to create thousands of color options. And with Dutch Boy's easy opening, smooth pouring container, and no prep, no prime formula, transforming your home has never been easier. Save 11% on all Dutch Boy paints. Now, during Menards' last 11% off in 2022.
Save big money at Menards.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. This season, choose Flex Buy on a 2022 Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% financing for 66 months at your local Ford dealer and shine bright.
Trying to wreck my back. That's why we're going to Tomahawk Furniture and Gun. Mattress season? That would help my back. With mattresses as low as $139. Come on in, because everyone sleeps at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun.
Woodruff Appliance and TV is a family-owned discount appliances, furniture, mattresses, and electronics store. Find top models of GE brands at the best prices around. Woodruff Appliance and TV, 2 convenient locations in Woodruff and Tomahawk since 1939.
All right, the deer harvest numbers are up, and they enjoyed lots of tracking snow out there this week with temperatures hanging out below average. But now we're going to flip that over and bring some warmer temperatures on the way. We're going to melt some snow, but a pretty good snowpack out there still. Some spots in Vilas County, Iron County, and Ashland County still over a foot up here. The rest of us, though, generally 1 to 5 inches on the ground currently. But again, we're going to be up there 40 tomorrow. We're going to start melting a lot of that beginning tomorrow. Okay, right now we're back to 29 in Rhinelander. Still, whatever melted is now refreezing out there today with highs basically mid-30s. We're now hanging out below freezing again, so be careful. There'll be slippery spots out there tonight with lots of slush across the area. All right, but we're building some heat for November across the west. It's 43 in Sioux Falls, 54 for North Platte. Now, no 50s for you, but we could definitely get some 40s in here beginning as close as tomorrow and then for sure over the weekend and beyond. That looks like this on paper. So 42 tomorrow, 40 for Thursday, 41 Friday, back up to 45 on Saturday. And there's still a couple signs that could be conservative. We could do a few degrees more than that. And then a cold front's going to come through and drop things off for us Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But overall, though, above average temperatures now, which is a flip from last week where we spent it well below average with lots of snow around here last week. Okay, so here we are today. We're bringing in lots of traffic to the area, right, as we have the peak of the holiday season kicking in basically tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. And really no worries across the U.S. this year, which is unusual. And that includes Wisconsin, as we have really not much going on here at all. We're talking about just some partly cloudy skies, the snow on the ground, some slush out there. But overall, it's not going to rain or snow tonight or tomorrow or Thursday and Friday as well, as this is a very quiet weather pattern. Makes you wonder when we're going to pay for this, right? We will at some point. If you're traveling to Florida, some rain showers there. Traveling out west, some rain and some snow showers there. So this probably has the worst area there. If you're flying out that direction to Vancouver, Portland, Seattle, look for some rain and wind out that way. The rest of us, though, looking at mostly cloudy skies for tomorrow. Definitely some dense fog is going to form tonight, especially over areas that have a good snowpack in place as we kick in a southwest breeze and make things more humid around here by tomorrow morning. Our forecast ends tonight, though, is lots of clouds out there. Some dense fog is likely after midnight with low temperatures down near 20 and a calm wind after midnight as well. For tomorrow, it's Wednesday already. Lots of sunshine tomorrow after the early morning fog. That's going to give temperatures a boost up into the low 40s tomorrow with that southwest breeze around 5. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwood Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow 42, 40 on Thanksgiving. That's unusual. Friday 41 as you're shopping. And then look at the weekend. Here we are on Saturday, 45 and cooler on Sunday. I took the chance for rain and snow out of the forecast for Thursday. We look dry into the weekend and beyond. Jessica?
Thank you, Jeff. If you're traveling this weekend for Thanksgiving, make sure to pack your patience. The Federal Aviation Administration says more than 48,000 flights are scheduled for Tuesday, and officials say they may see up to 2.5 million travelers on Wednesday. If so, that will set it at a high not seen since the COVID-19 pandemic hit. The airline industry has also been dealing with staffing shortages, which forced the cancellation of tens of thousands of flights over the summer. So far, the weather has been favorable and hasn't caused a significant number of delays or cancellations this week. The holiday season is quickly approaching, and that means locals will start seeing bell ringers at community locations. Tom Gero is in charge of the Rhinelander unit and has rung bells for 30 years. He's looking for more locals to sign up to help them raise money. Those who register will have the opportunity to ring the bell.
It makes me feel good to help my neighbors. I think I get more out of it than I give, so it's really quite nice.
Communities across the area can volunteer their time by registering online or by phone. Gero says he's happy to welcome more people that want to help ring bells in Rhinelander.
It's just a great way to connect to your community. It's a small town, so you're going to see your friends and neighbors, wish them a Merry Christmas. It's a great way to get in the Christmas spirit.
You can also use this barcode to sign up. Shifts last 90 minutes and run from 10 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. From the money raised, 86 cents per dollar will be used in Rhinelander, helping those in the community. If you have children homesick from school, you're not alone. Doctors say the return to normalcy post-pandemic is leading to a rebound of both viral and bacterial infections that dipped in recent years. With the uptick in illnesses comes a demand for treatments, but pharmacies are struggling to keep some key medications on shelves. Chris Wynn explains what's behind that shortage.
This year's respiratory virus season is hitting early and hard.
It's a pretty harsh, I'll call it harsh winter in healthcare for us because the children are highly impacted by these viruses.
Leading to high demand for medications such as the antiviral Tamiflu and albuterol inhalers. But pharmacies are also seeing short supply of first-line antibiotics, amoxicillin and Augmentin, used to treat common childhood ailments like ear infections and sore throats.
Primary care physicians are really overwhelmed with the amount of prescriptions that they're using to treat our children.
The cause behind the problem is multifaceted. Pharmaceutical companies don't keep stock of medications. Instead, drugs are manufactured based on orders from earlier in the year, which did not forecast a heavy respiratory illness season. Those infected with viruses can become more vulnerable to the secondary bacterial infections, which may add to the demand. But health experts say if the pharmacy is out of the preferred medicine, an alternative may be prescribed instead.
Work with the pharmacist there or with their prescriber to find another pharmacy that might have the drug in stock. There's also several other options that can be used as far as antibiotics go.
Doctors also recommend staying on top of hygiene, vaccinations, and well-checked visits.
It's really important that we maintain the health so that way the kids can live and continue to grow stronger each and every day.
There's a lot to be thankful of this year, including the country we live in. Coming up, we'll show you how a museum curator is showing off Americans' history.
Friday deals all month long during our huge Thanksgiving sale at Slumberland Furniture. Incredible prices, plus get 30% off on top of that store-wide. And don't forget, mattress shopping is easy, fast, and comfortable at Slumberland Furniture.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 loyalty cash and unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cyber Cash.
Hey, you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very
rewarding. With a BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
For adventure, for climbing, for splashing, for towing, for premium, for capable. The GMC AT4 lineup, premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Or get 3.9% APR financing for 72 months and no monthly payments until 2023 on select Sierra light duty models.
Looking at mattresses?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable. That's why Slumberland has modernized the process. Right now, get 30% off select mattresses, like this Sealy Posturepedic mattress for $5.99. Slumberland, mattress shopping reinvented.
It's the fabric of a nation. We're talking about quilts that are covering the American story. When you think of quilts, you might think holiday gift or a new winter project to sew at home. But quilts can tell our stories, sometimes surviving for generations. We now see as the country changes, so too can these familiar items. Mike Valerio stitches together the rest of the story.
When you look into these faces, emerging from every stitch, every block, you realize great quilts can also be great art.
Quilts can have so many layers of stories and abilities to connect.
The Fabric of a Nation exhibition, which started at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, now traveling cross-country to the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles, is about reshaping expectations of what quilts can be. Round, revolutionary, but ultimately fabric accessible to us all. Designs often deeply dedicated to memory.
It actually brings up stories that they have forgotten about, a quilt they might have made in elementary school. And because I think textiles are something that literally touch us all, people are willing to turn to the person next to them who they might not even know and start sharing those stories.
Curator Jennifer Swope says this is a democratic art form, quilting bees from generations ago demanding the right to vote. A quilt by Harriet Powers, born into slavery in Georgia, depicting biblical stories next to struggles of American life.
Quilts are a soft landing for tough conversations.
What you have in the background is the fabric of my humanity.
Artist Karen Tabbs' more than 12 by 9 foot quilt has more than 1,500 pieces of fabric, all sent to her during the days of the pandemic. Masks, messages, even a sleeve of a wedding dress mailed to Tab, so the people closest to her, isolating, could be stitched together in a quilt of comfort.
In my studio, I was doing the opposite of what was happening on the outside. I was repairing my world.
Do you think, Jen, that people realize that we can look into the depths of America by looking at these quilts?
Maybe people who wouldn't feel quite as welcome in a gallery full of paintings, they're going to feel more welcome in a gallery full of quilts.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick Park system. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
I got a 6 cents.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yep.
So you.
It is.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
Get 3.99% APR for 72 months and no monthly payments until 2023 on these Buick SUV models. Buick, ranked a #1 brand in the industry for new vehicle quality.
Nothing that kid is telling me is true. Call Child Protective Services.
Can we talk?
Don't do this. You said you'd help us. You lied. If you don't let us in there, your sister is going to die.
This Thanksgiving, NBC and Peacock are serving up something for everyone. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the National Dog Show, and the Patriots-Vikings Nightcap. Touchdown! It's all Thanksgiving Day on NBC and Peacock.
You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBV.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
From the moments that shape our lives to those that shape our days, broadcasters are there, delivering the most trusted news that keeps you informed when it matters. We are your neighbors, a trusted voice, a lifeline. We are broadcasters. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
ELM Repair in Edgar is a family-owned and operated full-service diesel repair shop. From pickups to semi-trucks to heavy equipment and RV service. If it runs on diesel, we can repair it. Want more power and better mileage? Our experienced professionals will get your truck running and at peak performance. With a state-of-the-art dyno and fully stocked parts department, we can even come out to you with our 24-hour mobile repair service. ELM is always looking for passionate and talented people to join our team. The Diesel Doctor, have it done right the first time at ELM Repair.
Well, it's a great day for all those travelers out there, Jeff.
Yeah, travelers, hunters are having a great week around here with temperatures hanging out near average and then tracking snow as well. But now things are changing because warmer air is on the way, and that snow you see in this picture is going to start melting quickly. Not right now, though. We're back below freezing here in Rhinelander, in fact, pretty much across the entire area after we had highs in the mid-30s today. So whatever was wet is going to refreeze tonight, so watch out for slippery spots by tomorrow morning. The flurries you saw this morning are now done. We're over with that. We're actually in a quiet stretch of weather now, heading into the holiday and beyond. So your travel plans, the weather will not be a factor if you're traveling over the river and through the woods to Grandma's house. Today is a busy travel day, so is tomorrow. And no issues at all across pretty much the entire U.S., except for the West Coast, traveling to Portland or Seattle. They have issues, but they always have issues. And then here we are, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all dry with 40s in the forecast pretty much from now through Saturday afternoon. So that's unusual for later on November.
I love to see those 40s.
I know. I want some cold. I'm ready for cold.
No.
Like real cold.
I'm okay with
like
that.
20 below.
Thanks, Jeff. That's all.